Weeks turned to months, and Clara became part of the rhythm of the house. She rose before dawn, humming soft hymns as she kneaded dough. The baby, little Elsie, laughed often now, her cheeks round with life. Thomas found himself lingering near the kitchen more than he cared to admit. He'd never been a man of many words, but Clara made silence feel like comfort, not punishment. One evening, he entered the kitchen to find her swaying with Elsie by the firelight. Her voice carried a lullaby so tender that even the walls seemed to listen. "You have a gift," he said softly. Clara startled, then smiled shyly. "No, sir. Just something to keep the loneliness quiet." But the town had its tongues. They whispered in church pews and at the general store. The widower's got his cook living under his roof. Fat thing, too. Don't know what he sees in her. Thomas heard it all. Clara did too, though she never said a word. One morning, as he came in from the fields, he found her packing her small bundle of clothes. "I'll go, sir. Don't want to bring shame to your name." He stepped forward, voice rough. "Clara, stop that. There's no shame in kindness. Not here." Her eyes brimmed. "You're a good man, Mr. Hale. But folks don't see kindness, they see sin." He looked at her for a long moment, then at the child in her arms. "Let them talk," he said finally. "They don't know what they're talking about." And he meant it. For the first time since his wife's death, he realized the ache in his chest wasn't grief anymore. It was something gentler, warmer, and far more frightening. Winter rolled in with ice and fury. The wind clawed through the valley, shaking the shutters as if to test the strength of the home inside. Thomas fell ill that month. Fever, exhaustion, and a stubborn cough that kept him bedridden. Clara worked tirelessly. She chopped wood with her own hands, nursed Elsie through the nights, and spoon-fed Thomas warm broth even when her fingers blistered from the cold. "You should rest," he rasped once. She smiled, tucking the blanket around him. "Rest can wait. Family can't." The word family lingered in the air like smoke, unspoken, dangerous, and right. One night, when the storm howled loud enough to shake the rafters, the baby began to cry uncontrollably. Clara rushed to her crib, heart pounding, and found her tiny chest heaving, breath shallow. "Thomas!" she cried, clutching the child. "She's burning up." He struggled up, pale and weak. "Ride to Dr. Morton," he whispered. But the roads were gone to snow. There was no help coming. Clara rocked the child against her chest, tears spilling as she whispered every prayer she knew. Hours later, when the fever finally broke, she collapsed from relief, Elsie breathing evenly again. When Thomas woke at dawn, he found Clara asleep by the hearth, baby curled against her. He knelt beside them quietly, eyes softening with a depth he couldn't hide anymore. He brushed a lock of hair from her cheek. "You saved her. Again." She stirred. Any mother would've. He hesitated, then said the words that had lived unspoken for months. "Then maybe you should stay. Not as the cook. As her mother." Tears welled in her eyes before she even answered. "You mean that, sir?" He nodded. "No one wants a fat girl, you said. But this house, my house, needs the woman who filled it with life again." Clara covered her face, trembling. When she looked up, she wasn't just the cook anymore. She was hope, home, and everything lost that had somehow returned. Outside, the storm calmed. Inside, the widower and the woman he'd nearly turned away held the baby between them, warmth where there had been nothing but cold. And this time, when the rain touched the windows, it sounded like a blessing. Rain whispered against the wooden shutters of the old farmhouse, a lonely echo in a house that had forgotten laughter. The widower, Thomas Hale, stood by the crib where his infant daughter whimpered weakly. Her mother had been gone 3 months. Pneumonia had taken her fast, and since then nothing felt alive inside those walls except the cry of a hungry child. The hired help had come and gone. None lasted. They all said the same, "The baby won't eat, sir. She needs her mother." So when the new cook arrived, awkward, broad-shouldered, and shy-eyed, Thomas almost turned her away before she spoke. "My name's Clara May, sir," she said, clutching a folded apron. Her voice trembled, yet held a surprising strength beneath it. "No one wants a fat girl, sir, but I can nurse the baby." Thomas froze. The rain seemed to stop with him. "You can nurse her?" She nodded, cheeks flushing. "I lost my own not long ago. He didn't make it. Milk's still good, though." He studied her, hands thick and scarred from kitchen work, eyes kind but heavy with the grief only mothers knew. He saw no vanity in her, only warmth where his house had none. "Then stay," he said quietly. That night, the farmhouse changed. The child suckled in peace, tiny fingers clutching Clara's dress. The kitchen smelled of bread and butter again, and the old clock's tick no longer sounded like a funeral march. Thomas sat by the doorway, watching the two of them. For the first time in months, he didn't feel like a man made of ash. He just watched, helpless, grateful, and quietly ashamed that it took another woman's sorrow to save his child.